Hi, my Facebook friends. I just wanted to reach out to you. I have not posted a video in a while, and I really wanted to be intentional and think about what I really wanted to post it on for you. And I felt like with what's going on, and there's just so much anger, there's frustration, and I think that what I feel like is on my heart is to talk a little bit about communication and just talk about how to recognize somebody for the differences in the way they communicate and how we can simply adjust our communication to meet that person's needs and also just empathize and meet them where they're at. So what I wanted to do is I want to talk about 4 different ways in which a person can communicate, but I want to give you a quote first, and I love this quote. It says that a good communicator speaks well in their own language, but a great communicator speaks well in all languages. And what if we were able to adjust our style of communication, the way we actually present ourselves to other people? And could we reach more of a consensus with somebody? Could we reach what you would call an agreement with somebody and further respect somebody for where they're at? So here's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to give you the 4 different types of communicators. Number 1, I call the get it done. 2, I call the get appreciated. 3, the get along. And 4, get it right. So let's talk about the get it done. One of my favorites. And I'm definitely not a get it done. And sometimes in the past, I've had difficulty communicate with somebody who's more in this area. So the get it done is basically your master delegator. They're the taskmaster, and as many things they get done before the day is over, they're going to do. And I almost call the get it done communicator, I call them the tank. Sometimes they use force instead of cooperation. And in order to get it done, people are kind of a means to an end to get it done. So imagine someone spinning plates, and they're spinning 50 plates up in the air. But what they are is they're delegating each person they think has the best chance of keeping that plate spinning. So one way to really communicate and reach a consensus with a get it done personality is to, number 1, present yourself in a very confident way. Use good posture, use direct communication. And I'm not saying raise your voice to a level that can cause more conflict, but definitely match your vocal tone to that person when they're speaking. Also, make good eye contact. The one thing a get it done communicator wants from you the most is to know that they are confident that you can get the job done and confident that you've done your homework on things. Okay, number 2, what about we call the get appreciated? Sometimes I call a get appreciated person or communicator, I call them the grenade. They kind of sometimes explode. They kind of wear their emotions on the end of their sleeve. They're right out there and very emotional in their communication. So one of the things that I've noticed about people who are more of a get appreciated communicator is they really want you to share in their enthusiasm. So my suggestion when you get someone who's more of a get appreciated communicator, also raise your vocal tone, but also inflect real well with them because they are really good at inflecting that voice tone. They get really excited about something and they want you to share in that excitement. So one thing you can really do right away is just match that voice tone and match the excitement with a lot of inflections and a lot of gestures. As well, try to also understand and give them the floor a little bit. Sometimes a get appreciated communicator likes the floor, and they don't think they're just the life of the party. They think they are the party. So the party doesn't get started till they're there. So one way they feel really respected is that they feel heard. So try to hear them out as long as you can. All right, number 3 real quick. What about the get along personality? So a get along communicator is kind of your peacekeeper. They're really good at mediating. And what I call them is I call them the snipers. You see, they really want you to know if they've had their feelings hurt. They're very sensitive at times when they communicate. And so I call them the sniper because they don't really want to tell you they're upset about something. What they really want to do is they just want to take a little pot shot and kind of go and hide because they may not feel the best about feeling that way towards you. And they certainly don't want to wear their feelings on their sleeve and tell you how they feel about it. They rather just keep it kind of under the carpet, just kind of brush it under the carpet. So here's one thing to really use when someone's more of a get along type of communicator is to just go ahead and make trust safe for them. So they're really good at keeping things confidential. So when you're communicating to them, keep it confidential. And if you feel like sharing it or needs to be shared, ask them for permission first before you do it. Also, a really good thing to do is actually lower the voice tone a little bit more with a get along. Get along needs to feel that the environment's safe. They're kind of like the what I call the thermometer, and they base their thermometer on the other person. So if you want to lower it and just kind of make it a softer vocal tone, you'll put them in a more safe place to want it to be more apt to communicate with you. All right, last but not least, what about the no person? The funny thing about the no person, which I also call the get it right, is they will give you any reason in the world why it won't work out. So when communicating with someone who's more of a get it right or no person, try to say, hey, I really did my homework on this. I really researched it. Would you take a look at it? Also, use a little more facts, logic, and structure when presenting yourself to someone who is more of a get it right type of communicator. And that can lead to more of a consensus. Also, when they decide that they believe something you're saying and they decide they can trust you, they will trust you for life because they've done their homework on you. So when you create that research-oriented mentality, complete your research, do your homework, they say, okay, this is someone I can be more confident in. All right, well, that is the 4 different types of ways people communicate. I hope I helped you. And remember, last but not least, like I said before, a good communicator speaks well in their own language, but a great communicator speaks well in all languages. I hope that helped you. Take care.